Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, May 16th. Well, a line of strong to severe thunderstorms passed through the I-95 corridor region last night from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. Numerous trees were down, all kinds of power outages this morning up across the I-95 corridor region. Damaging wind gusts were reported on numerous occasions during this event, this squall line that passed through late in the afternoon into the early part of the evening. This is the storm reports reported to the Storm Prediction Center at NOAA, and what you see here in blue represents basically damaging wind reports. One of the most interesting ones that I saw was in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, upper part of Montgomery County, where a rooftop weather station recorded a wind gust up to 81 miles per hour. That's unconfirmed, but nonetheless there was certainly damage in that part of southeastern Pennsylvania, and really anywhere from D.C. all the way up across the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area into New York State. There were all kinds of damaging wind reports. The green here represents some significant hail. There certainly were many places that reported quarter-size hail with this squall line event. And one tornado, you can see this little red mark right here in Sullivan County, New York State, up near the northeastern part of Pennsylvania with the border with New York State. But for the most part, damaging wind gusts were the main weather phenomenon associated with this particular squall line. Again, it moves slowly south and east through the I-95 corridor region. It passed at such a time in the Philadelphia metro region that the sun was causing some interesting weather phenomena, at least to be seen late in the day, early last night. There were rainbows seen all across the Philadelphia metropolitan region, and the sun was at such an angle it really highlighted mammatus clouds on the backside of the storm, behind the storm system in the sunset. Again, mammatus clouds and rainbows seen all across the Philadelphia metro region as the squall line slowly moved to the south and east. Eventually it grinded to a halt somewhere around the Baltimore, Washington area, and then slowly turned to the north, and this led to some training of thunderstorms with some significant rainfall. Frederick, Maryland, for example, had at least 4 inches of rain by late last evening, with thunderstorms just moving over the same area over a long period of time, and of course flash flooding was an end result. Well, here's where we stand this morning in terms of this frontal system that has been really dogging the I-95 corridor region for many days now. This front has grinded to a halt. It'll stall just to the south and east in this area right here over the next few hours. Much cooler air has moved into certainly New York, Philadelphia, and even all the way down into the D.C. metro region. Some cooler air out of the north and northeast behind this frontal system. That front just stalls out right in this region right here and really remains in close proximity for the next few days. And this will lead to additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Between now and Friday, it's not out of the question that the entire I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City receives an additional 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. There is a little bit of hope now for Sunday. Sunday could be a mostly cloudy, perhaps even a partly sunny day in at least parts of the I-95 corridor, with a little bit less of a chance of showers and thunderstorms. But certainly right through Saturday, our very wet weather pattern will continue here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, speaking of precipitation totals, this is a NOAA forecast for the next 5 days, from early this morning, Wednesday morning, all the way to Monday morning. And again, significant rain is coming to the Mid-Atlantic region over the next 5 days. That's on top of the significant rain we've had over the last 5 days. Here we go, right in the I-95 corridor region, on the order of 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain over the next 4 or 5 days or so. Again, the threat continues today, tonight, right through Saturday. A little bit less of a threat on Sunday, but certainly not eliminated for Sunday. Sunday has a little bit of hope that we could see a little bit of drying, but still right through Saturday, significant additional rain is coming. Watch out for flash flooding, localized flash flooding in any parts of the I-95 corridor over the next few days. Well, let's walk through last night's 6C GFS model run, and again, a very wet weather pattern continues not only for the Mid-Atlantic region into the weekend, but for much of the eastern third of the nation. Not only do we have this frontal system that will just, this frontal boundary zone remains in close proximity over the next few days, but we have an influx of tropical moisture. A subtropical low sitting right here over the eastern part of the Gulf of Mexico is feeding deep layers of tropical moisture from the south to the north, and that's feeding into this overall weather pattern. Notice up here to the north some blues showing up. It's cold enough for snow right now in southeastern part of Canada. All that is playing a role as well. High pressure to the north, tropical moisture to the south, and a frontal boundary zone that is going to act as a nice overrunning surface over the next few days will lead to additional heavy rainfall in the I-95 corridor. Let's just keep moving forward here in 6-hour increments. Rain up and down the east coast all the way up to the southern part of New England throughout, not necessarily all day long, but occasional rain right through the day today into tonight and tomorrow. Here we are Thursday morning. Notice the isobars aligned here with high pressure over the western Atlantic. In other words, south to north flow of air in the lower levels of the atmosphere, pumping tropical moisture up and over this frontal boundary zone here. And here we go by tomorrow morning, a continuation, even weak low pressure moving inland now over the southeastern part, all this enhancing the potential for significant rain here. In fact, by Thursday night and into the day on Friday, we get even a greater chance of steady rainfall, heavy rainfall. There could be a period of steady rain Thursday night into Friday. Look at this, cold high pressure to the north. Really cold for this time of the year. Again, we just saw snow up in southeastern Canada. This is now Friday morning. A heck of a setup here for Thursday night, Friday night. The potential for significant rain. Cold high pressure to the north, tropical moisture feeding in from the south, all with a frontal boundary zone right near the Mid-Atlantic region. Here we go, the GFS even putting out some heavy precipitation here during the, let's say, the morning hours of Friday, right in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. That continues right through the day into the weekend. And again, Saturday looks very wet. Still, a continuation of tropical moisture feeding in from the south to the north. Could turn warmer over the weekend. The next few days, by the way, will be staying cooler than normal. Again, much cooler, 15 to 20 degrees cooler today compared to yesterday when we hit 90 degrees in parts of the I-95 corridor. But wet right through the day on Saturday. Here we are Saturday night. And then by the time we get to Sunday, there's a little bit of hope that this high pressure system could produce enough drying that we reduce, not necessarily eliminate, but reduce the chances for showers on Sunday, maybe even some sunshine in parts of the I-95 corridor. By the way, if not Sunday, there's a chance for some sunshine on Monday, but we're not out of the woods yet. Here we go by Monday morning. Low pressure over the Ohio Valley. Still lots of moisture down to the southeast, and that all could coalesce right over the Mid-Atlantic region during the early part of next week. So definitely a very wet pattern continues right through Saturday here in the I-95 corridor. Another few inches of rain likely by the time we get to the latter part of the weekend, and that could cause some flash flooding problems. Potential for steady heavy rain later Thursday night into the day on Friday. Strong cold high pressure to the north, tropical moisture to the south, and a frontal boundary zone right here sticking close by to the I-95 corridor region. A little bit of hope for Sunday and Monday, but still the threat for rain continues into the early part of next week. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.